I can see why this place is known for this, this little piece of bread. Maybe we'll take a few to go, but this is super good. In case you're wondering, yes, there is a smell of sulfur here, or of rotten eggs, or of... Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm Brent Peterson, an American living in Portugal, and today we're in the Portuguese archipelago of the Azores, in the middle of the Atlantic. This island is called São Miguel, the largest of the Azorean islands, and this town is called Furnas, and this town is famous for its hot water spas and baths. And this hotel, this place is called the Terra Nostra Hotel and the Terra Nostra Gardens. And you can come in here and visit their spa and hot water baths back here. It's 16 euros to get in, to enjoy the baths and to walk around in the gardens. So that's cool to do. We have other plans today. We're going to a different thermal bath, and we'll do that a little bit later on. But for now, if you enjoy food and travel, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for that. You can also support me at buymeacoffee.com/destinationeatdrink. So let's enjoy some local food. Let's get wet in the water and join me for a little bit of fun here in Furnas. This is snack bar Atlântida, and this place is known for something called bolos leve or bolos levedes. It's this kind of bread. I got mine with eggs, but it's a kind of bread that's just made with flour, water, and egg. And I thought they coated the bread with egg to make it crispy, but the egg is actually incorporated into the dough. So the texture of this is kind of like an English muffin, but not as crispy. So it's a soft bun, and let's give this a try. Well, it's great with the egg. I'm going to try a bite just by itself, so I can see what this is about. Man, that's really good. That's sweet and chewy. I don't know where they get the sweetness from. It must be, maybe it's milk. It must be milk in there, but I don't know. There's some sweetness in there that's really, really tasty. I can see why this place is known for this, this little piece of bread. Maybe we'll take a few to go, but this is super good. Like it. This is the Church of Our Lady of Joy, a relatively recent church. It was built in 1963, and leading into the church there's a couple of cool tile murals, and one of them is in English, and you might wonder why a Portuguese church built on the Azorean Islands has a tile mural with English engraving on it. And the reason is because when they were looking to build the church in the decades before 1963, they did so with donations from Portuguese, but a lot of donations from across the Atlantic, Americans and Canadians. So they thanked the Americans and Canadians, and they did so in English. But the reason I wanted to show you this church is because of this rock. This is all volcanic rock, and you see this all over the Azores, used in building material, and that's because these Azorean islands were created by volcanic eruptions thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So this volcanic rock is plentiful, and the Azoreans are putting it to good use, not only for building upwards, but building below my feet too. The stones underneath my feet, it's all volcanic rock, and you see this everywhere, all over the Azores. This is the Church of Our Lady of Victory, and when you see this church from the outside, you think this thing must be 500-600 years old, but actually it's only about 150 years old. It was built to look Gothic. It's a neo-Gothic church, and it was built by this man who wanted to show his thanks for his wife being cured of an illness. Anyway, it's really pretty stunning in here, and of course a lot of volcanic rock is what I assume this is. You can come in here. It costs 4 euros. The church itself, this is locked, but the 4 euros gives you access to a fern garden, and then about a half an hour that way is a hike to a waterfall. And the hike itself, it's nice. You go along the woods and It's on a pretty even dirt path, but there are some tree roots in there and there are some steps and the path narrows at the end. So if you have mobility issues, it might be a problem. The reason you want to go there is at the end is a waterfall. And don't get your hopes up too much. It's not so much Niagara Falls as it is a middle-aged man with a developing prostate issue. So I imagine it probably is a lot more impressive during the wet season in the wintertime. Now it's a nice hike and it's cool to see. So that's something to do. And this is just a 15-minute drive from Furnas, so it's easy to do. We're in Furnas, and this is one of the hot springs here on São Miguel. There's hot springs all over the place here because we're on a volcano in essence, and so hot springs are coming up all over the place. Some are free, some you have to pay for, like this one. It's 8 euros to get in, 2 euros for a locker, 4 euros for a towel. And you come in and there's several different pools, and I guess the thing I'm surprised at is how light the water is. I mean, it makes you want to float almost. And is it warm? Yes, it's very warm. It's like a hot bath. It's like a hot bath, so it's very soothing. It's very relaxing, and this is the thing that you do when you come to São Miguel. That first pool had water jets. This one has a waterfall. So we wanted to go to this cool garden park of Dona Beatriz de Canto, but it looks like it's closed. But we stumbled upon this water wheel, and isn't this charming? It's behind this little shop that happens to be closed right now. So we just walked in here, can kind of get a glimpse of the park, but this water wheel's kind of cool, right? Furnas is all about the water and the volcano and the hot springs, and you can see you've got fresh water here and also the hydrangeas. It's a total Azorean thing. This is the Caldera do Vulcão das Furnas, the volcano of Furnas, and you can see from behind me it's an active geothermal site. Now the volcano itself is not active, but there is still heat being generated below ground, and it's causing this water to be superheated. And that's where the thermal baths come from, and that's where this steam comes from. So why this is interesting, not only for the geothermal, but also because they use this for food. What happens is they'll bring pots of food here, they'll bury them in these holes, in these geothermal holes, and allow the steam to cook the food, which is fascinating, right? Now, the most exciting thing behind me may be the bubbling of the water, but you don't want to put your food in the water. It'll just boil. What you want to do is put it in a dry one where there's just steam coming up, and then it cooks it with the steam. The only thing is, that means it'll take 6 to 8 hours to cook. And there are places here that will sell you a thing of food that you can put in that hole and cook yourself and take home and eat. We don't have 6 to 8 hours to wait around for this food to cook, but I did make a reservation at a place tonight that serves the volcano food. So we're going to try it tonight. For now, it's just interesting to walk around here. And this park is free to walk around in. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a smell of sulfur here, or of rotten eggs, or of farts, if you will. It's not overwhelming, it's not horrible, but yeah, you definitely smell it when you come here. This is the village of Povoação, and this is about a 20-minute drive from Furnas. Windy roads. This place is important because this was the first permanent settlement in the Azores. There's some archaeological evidence that there may have been people here 600-700 years prior to that, but it was about 600 years ago that the Portuguese landed during the Ages of Discovery and created a permanent settlement here. And the folks here are justifiably proud of that fact. You see markers and statues and whatnot commemorating that fact. And it's a pretty big village. The interesting thing here on the Azores that I've noticed is a lot of, not all, but a lot of these seaside villages, there's no direct access. So you can't go from village to village along the shore. You have to go back up the hill, around and then back down again. You can't go directly along the shore for whatever reason, I guess because it's so steep and so rocky that they couldn't do it. But, you know, some of it's a bit of a white knuckle drive, but it's definitely worth it. This is a beautiful part of the Azores. This is Caldeiras e Vulcões, the fire of the volcano. And this place is just a 3-minute walk from from those bubbling cauldrons that we saw earlier today. And they do the cooking inside the steam baths here. So that's why I didn't want to make my own. It's like such a huge undertaking. So what did we get here? First of all, started with this appetizer, and this is bolos de levedos. This is the classic bread of the area that we had earlier, and topped with cream cheese, pineapple, delicious. Glass of wine from the Douro Valley. I didn't see any wine from Azores on the wine list, so this one's from the Douro Valley, and I had a sip already. I can already tell you it's really good. Very nice. And we got some olives, and I've also had a few of these, so I can tell you definitively these olives are excellent. Olives on the Azores have been so good. All right, let's get to the main event here. This is the Caldeiras, and we got the vegan version. Normally it's, you know, meat and beef and pork and chicken and all that stuff. This is done with all these veggies, and it's cooked in a pot inside the steam of those volcano vents. So that's what makes it interesting. What do we got here? Carrot, mushroom, this is interesting, corn. Saw so much cornfields all over San Miguel, cornfields, and with all the cows here, I figured, oh, well, it must just be for cow feed. But no, they actually serve it up. They have sweet corn in addition to the corn feed that I'm sure is out there. So, you know, I'll tell you, I expected it to have more of a smoky flavor. It doesn't really have that, but these veggies are fresh, so they're good. And this whole two-person thing cost 35 euros. These olives were $2, these bread was $5.50, the wine was $5.50 a glass. So getting out of here for, you know, about 50 euros. And this was just a great experience, and I loved our day in Furnas. We did so much cool stuff here, so it was great. This is a perfect day trip if you're coming to the Azores. Really, really fun. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You can support me at buymeacoffee.com/destination-eat-drink. And you know, we're going to do some more videos here in the Azores because this is just a great place, and we've just had such an amazing time here. So, my name's Brent Peterson, and I will see you down the road, maybe in a volcano somewhere.
Olha as bolinhas lá, até tudo lá gosta de ver.